I am back! What it do, baby?
I have my own house that was passed down to me from my grandparents.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
It's in the quiet side.
Start this over. Story 1 by Mindy.
I'm a single mother of my 8-year-old boy Mark. When this happened,
Mark.
he was 5 and I was 27. I have my
shoot.
own house that was passed down to me from my grandparents. It's in the
Okay.
quiet side of town with a lot of older people, and I still live here with Mark today. It was
Okay.
Christmas time, and I was out with Mark shopping. I was doing my Christmas shopping for my family. Mark and I went to the mall, including a few clothing stores and a hardware store where I bought a gift for my dad.
Okay.
After all the shopping was done, I took Mark to McDonald's to get him some burgers and ice cream. Afterwards, we
Nice.
left the mall through the south exit, and here we bumped into a mall Santa standing outside. He waved at us and said the usual Santa stuff. He then knelt down to get to Mark's level and asked him what he wanted for Christmas. Mark led my hand closer to the Santa, and I allowed it because he seemed like a normal, nice mall Santa. Mark said
I
he
get
wanted
you?
a Nintendo Switch, which ironically was what I was planning on buying him for Christmas. The Santa laughed and said, "If you're good, maybe you'll get it," while looking up at me and winking. I smiled, and then he stood up and started complimenting me, saying to
What the
Mark,
heck?
"Your mother's a looker, Mark, you know that?" And Mark
What the-
laughed, even though he didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, what is...
Still smiled. Then
Weird,
we had a
man.
couple minutes worth of seemingly friendly adult conversation about the holiday mayhem and such. The guy said he worked for the mall. I regrettably mentioned the stress of being a single mom during Christmas is unfathomable, and then I
Oh,
made
gosh.
a joke about needing Santa's help. Then the Santa made what I thought was an innocent joke, saying, "Mark, have you ever heard the song 'I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus'?" And Mark shook his
Whoa.
head yes.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
Then he leaned in towards me with his cheek, implying he wanted me to kiss his cheek.
What the...
I was going to give him an innocent little peck on the fake beard, but as I leaned
Yeah.
in, he turned his head and tried doing that old trick where he kisses you on the lips instead.
What the
I
fuck?
moved my face away in time. The way
Yeah.
he did it was so creepy and aggressive too. He
Ugh.
looked at me and started doing the Santa kind of laugh, but there was nothing jolly about it. I said, "Come on, Mark," and we started walking away. He yelled
Weirdo.
"Merry Christmas," and that was the last thing I heard him say.
Shut your
As we drove
Weirdo.
away past the back exit of the mall, I noticed he wasn't there in front of the entrance anymore. I
What
wish
the
I took
fu-
that into consideration as to what may have happened next. We got
Yeah, I
home,
wonder.
and after bringing everything inside, I locked the door, and Mark and I started to watch a Christmas movie. Our wholesome
Okay.
time together was then interrupted. My doorbell rang. I wasn't expecting anyone, and it was late
Oh,
for any kind of
Lord.
door-to-door people.
Hey, who's that?
I told Mark to keep watching as I went to go answer the door. I said, "Who is it?" through the door, and a man's voice on the other side said, "It's Santa." My heart dropped.
Aw.
Hey, or I'm calling the cops. He replied, "You dropped something out of your bag, miss. I'm just looking to return it." I
What the
replied, "What did I drop?" He replied, "I don't know, miss. I'm not looking to be nosy, but if you open the door, I can hand it to you."
What
I
the...
repeated myself that I wanted him to leave now. I then decided to call the mall management office of the mall to report this. But the man on the
that's-
phone said they don't officially hire any mall Santas at this mall, and that whoever's
the-
dressing as Santa is doing it on their own accord. With that bit of information, I felt
What the heck?
incredibly unsafe.
Oh,
I
no.
went back to be with Mark, but my mind was elsewhere now. I felt this sickly, worried feeling in my gut. I made an excuse to get up again after a few minutes. I went to the kitchen out of earshot of the TV. I raised the blinds to the kitchen window. I couldn't see anything out there, being that the kitchen light was on and it was pitch black outside. But
Yeah,
I
I
heard
bet.
a man yelling, "Ho, ho, ho." He was probably out there watching me at that very moment, looking out the window.
Oh, my
I had
God.
no choice but to call the police and report that I was followed by a man dressed as Santa.
Yep.
I told Mark to keep watching the movie, and I spoke to the police outside. They took a report and were on their way. The police having come made me feel
They
just a
didn't
little
catch him?
better. A few nights later, though, my doorbell rang again, around the same time, if not a little later. Mark was already asleep tonight. I was in the living room watching a show. I turned off the TV and went upstairs to my room, which is connected to Mark's room. The doorbell didn't ring again, but I never went back downstairs that night. It wasn't until the next day when I was leaving the house that I found the note taped to my front door. It was typed out and printed. This is a picture of the note, and it said, "I'll just be blunt. I'm sure you can guess who this is. I didn't
What
mean to
the
scare
heck?
you the other night. I just had a long shift, and when a pretty lady talks to you after pretending to be Santa for 6 hours, hormones kind of go crazy.
Bro, this freaky man. What the hell? She doesn't want you. Go away.
You and your son are the cutest things ever, and I'd love to one day be a part of your family. You
Hell
can't
no.
pretend you didn't feel the connection when we spoke the other night."
Bro, there was no connection. Bro. I swear, like, on everything, I swear there was no connection between you and her. Like, bud, what are you talking about? Just because the son was messing with you doesn't mean she liked you. Like, oh my god, she was just being nice. Bro, this dude think he's like the man or something. Like, bro, no. First off, you're Santa Claus. Like, get out of here, bro. Who wants, like, bro, no. You are not pulling like that.
I already know where you live. Now I just need your number.
What did he say?
He's trying to do that, stalker thing where he's like, I already know where you live. You might as well give me that. No, this is not okay. This is actually not okay. What the actual, like what? This is so weird.
Feel free to shoot me a text whenever, and maybe we can
No.
plan something one day.
You are not getting shot at text,
Sorry, I know
gang.
this may seem creepy or a bit much, but I'm the kind of guy where if I see something I like, I go after it.
Oh my god, go to jail. Oh my god, go to jail. What the fuck? Bro, no one says that. Who says that? Like, oh my, bro, I actually feel bad for the ladies, bro, who go through this, because it's like, gang, what the fuck? Bro, she doesn't like you, gang. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go, let it go.
Anyway, happy holidays if we don't speak soon. Here's my number. Best Ted. I
His
wanted
name
to
is
crumple this up,
Ted.
but I took a picture of it, called the police again, and gave this to them. Since it had his number on it, the police could work with that. They said I'd be hearing from someone when action was taken, and that following Monday, I got a call from, I assume, a detective telling me that the man would not be contacting me anymore, and if he did,
Whoa.
to let him know.
Uh-huh.
I never heard from that creep again. I assume the